This is going to affect you whether you're an employee or self-employed. Look, the past 2 years has been very stressful on a lot of people. Cost of living has gone up, mortgages have gone up, rent's gone up, gas, food prices, everything's gone up. But it's been much more stressful on companies and business owners. So what's happening this year? What's coming? And how's this going to affect you? Let's get into it. So the first thing that's going to happen a lot more is a back to office mandate. For some reason, employers think that their employees are more productive and they're happier and more cheerful working in the cubicle next to John and Sally. And there's a lot of theories of why this is, like the companies are paying expensive leases on these buildings, so they want everybody back in and using it. But I think it's more so they just want to go back to normal, have everybody back in the office so they can control them more and keep tabs on them. Now, I am a millennial business owner. I got 13 employees, and the vast majority, well, all of them, actually all my employees work remotely. I mean, right now I'm in Florida in our Naples house in my garage in this nice little green set studio, but all my employees are totally remote and it's cool. I get it. Life is way better. You can go to your 11 a.m. gym class. You just take an hour off, work an hour more later, work through your lunch because you're working at home, whatever. It's cool. I get it. Working from home is way better. Your employees are definitely much happier. That is for sure. And that's why so many employees are putting up a fight and not wanting to return back to the office because it sucks. You're working in some shitty place, some cubicle with like the school ceiling tiles. You know what I'm saying? Those white ceiling tiles. It's gross. It looks like a school, an institutional prison. The culture sucks. It's not very inviting. I get it. But nonetheless, you're going to start seeing more and more companies say, get back to the office. For example, Bank of America recently sent out emails to their employees and said, yo, you got 2 weeks to get back in the office. If you don't come back, you don't have a job. And a lot of other companies are doing the same. They want their employees back in the office, in their chairs, where, I don't know, they can just keep tabs on them and have a shitty work culture. But something a lot of people aren't paying attention to or noticing is that all these companies hired a ton of people during the pandemic when hiring was tough, finding good people were tough. So they hired a bunch of people, kept them all. They were getting stimulus checks. Life was good. The economy was ripping. And now what it seems like is they're looking for an excuse to healthfully fire people legally. So get back to the office. If you don't like it, quit. No problem. Takes care of that person. So they don't have to fire as many people. People are just going to naturally drop out because we're entering darker times. And when I say darker times, I mean more normal times. Right now, we're entering a normal economy. This is the way it should be. The job demand and the jobs available are getting back in balance. The employer, the companies have the leverage. Finally, that's the way it should be. They're the ones providing the job. They're the ones taking all the risk with this company. Like, you think companies just run on magic money? Like, the goodness of their heart, the CEO is just working like you are. You're 9 to 5. He goes home, has dinner with his kids, thinks of nothing about the business, just totally present with their family. No. Company owners like myself, all we motherfucking think about and do is our business. All I think about is real estate. All I think about is how to grow the business. That's all I do. I don't get the shut off at 5 p.m. where I'm just I just shut off from work and I can just be with my family and never think about money or stress or no. So for the company owner, in leverage of that, they are the boss. They are providing all the risk. You just work. If you don't like it, get the hell out. So we're seeing more job balance return, and that's going to be the trend for the next 5-10 years for sure. We're entering more of a normal economic cycle. But nonetheless, a lot of these companies hired way too many fucking people, and now with interest rates so high, debt costs so much more, people are spending less. Profits for a lot of companies are getting lower, but they got so many expenses, i.e. employees, that they got to offload, they got to get rid of. So instead of doing layoffs and getting slapped in the media like Bell in Canada firing all these people, they rather just have people quit themselves. So this return to office mandate might be like a masquerade of like, who can we filter out and just naturally will drop off? Maybe. The second reason why a lot of people are going to start losing their job is that businesses took out a lot of loans, took out a lot of money during the pandemic from the government, from other banks, because money was cheap. They were getting loans at 1%, 2%, 3%. And if they could hire an employee who could give them 10, 20% return from hiring them, that made sense. That's a good play. That's a play I do all the time with investing. I borrow money at a cheaper rate. I invest it. I make more money. I keep the middle. It's good. That's how business works. If I can raise more money to hire more people and they make me more money, money, that's fantastic. However, we're not seeing that now. Like I said, the economy is tighter, consumers are spending less, company profits are reducing, but they still have all of these expenses, i.e. employees, and they got to start getting rid of those. Also, those loans are coming due right about now. During the pandemic, a lot of people got 2, 3, 5-year loans for their businesses, and those loans are coming due, but at much higher interest rates. They got them at 2%. Now they got to renew at 7, 8, 9%. And they're going, no, I'm not renewing that loan, but I got to pay back. But again, now I have too many expenses, i.e. employees. I got to get rid of them so I can pay back this loan. So this isn't anything like weird or malicious or like, oh, the world's going to fall. This is just natural business. Companies are doing smart things and we're getting back to normal. A lot of people are still drunk on 2020 to 2022. That was a crazy time, man. It was so easy. Anybody, any real estate investor, any company could start something and just make a crap ton of money. Those days are over. And a lot of people, especially the general public who don't watch YouTube channels like this, who don't follow the news, who don't follow the CPI reports. Most of America and Canada doesn't even know what the word CPI means. They're just like, what's that? ABC? What? They don't understand how the world turns. They don't understand financial markets. And they still think we're in 2022. I mean, I know that for a fact because with our sellers, because we buy a lot of real estate private from seller direct, we flip real estate. A lot of these sellers are still in fucking la la land. Yeah, I want $800,000 for my house. I'm like, yo, the house sold across the street from you for $500 and it was nicer than yours. What are you talking about? Oh, what do you mean? They're still living in 2022. They still think the world is just cruising along. Everybody's making money, top price for everything. A lot of people are going to get fucking punched in the head this year, slapped into reality. Now, the next reason we're going to see a lot of job layoffs this year is that interest rates are having their effect. There's always a lag effect with interest rate hikes. It takes 18, 24 months for those interest rate hikes to work its way into the economy. And again, consumers are spending less. Ask anybody around you. They're going out to dinner less. They're going out to theaters less, out to concerts less, spending less on food because it costs so much. Those are going to in turn mean lower profits for companies. And these companies are crazy. They do quarterly reports, monthly reports, weekly reports, obviously for these bigger companies. They're in the know. They know what's happening with the consumer and they're forecasting what's coming. A lot of these big companies, Costco, Target, they've already said in their earning calls that, yeah, we're forecasting way less profits coming up. We're forecasting less growth. And that's because people are getting tighter. They're spending more money on their mortgages, more money on their rent. Their car payments have gone up. Everything's gone up. So now they're spending less money on cool stuff, the services, the concerts, the trips, the Airbnbs, all that shit. They're cutting all that out because now they're just saving to survive. They're just spending just enough money, making just enough money to survive and pay for the basic life essentials: rent, food, house, mortgage, food, gas, clothes for their kids. That's it, dude. That's all the money they got. They ain't got no money for fun stuff anymore. That's how a lot of Americans and Canadians are living now. So what does this mean for you if you don't want to get caught in the coming economic shitstorm, which is coming? It's normal. It's part of the economic cycles. And like I said, we've been drunk too long on stimulus and growth, and now we're about to get punched in the head a bit. But you don't have to get punched in the head. So you got to focus on becoming valuable, becoming very skillful at whatever niche you're in. You are valuable. Your employer must have you, or better, you start your own company and you don't get paid on dollars per hour. You get paid on the value you provide. This is how you go from making $25 an hour, $30 an hour to thousands of dollars an hour, because you're not getting charged for your hourly rate. You're getting charged for the value you bring. And if you bring good value and you know exactly what you're doing and you're a specialist, then people must have you. They must have the advice. They must have your courses, whatever you're offering. They have to have you, man. You get paid a lot more money than you can ever get paid as an employee. And most importantly, you got to start investing and never stop. You hear me say this all the time. If you know nothing about investing, nothing about the financial markets, you don't have to. All you got to do is invest in the S&P 500 every single week or every single month. Just keep putting money into that ETF all the time, no matter what. I don't care if there's a recession. I don't care if there's a terrorist attack. I don't care if there's another pandemic, all this bad stuff that we wish doesn't happen, but things like that are going to happen. You don't stop. The market crashed 20%. Should I wait for the bottom? No. Who are you? Warren Buffett? Even Warren Buffett continues to buy no matter what, because fucking nobody knows what's coming in the future. Unless you're a time traveler or an alien. So keep investing no matter what. And my favorite, obviously, is investing in real estate. Why? Everybody needs a home to live in. You've heard me say this so many times before. There's no getting around it. Pandemics, terrorist attacks, an economic crash, whatever. Everybody still, at the end of the day, they need to live in a home. And if you can own that home and rent it to them, dude, you're going to make a lot of money. That's exactly what I did. I bought 50 single family rental properties and I flipped over 100 properties on top of that. 150 properties. I became a self-made multimillionaire and I'm just getting fucking started. I'm just getting started. I want to own more homes, hundreds of more homes. And you should too. And if you do, subscribe to this channel, hit the like button. I will teach you all the stuff about financial markets, all about real estate. And maybe you can even partner with me and we can do it together. I'll do all the work. You just chill. Sound good? Sound good? Hit the subscribe button. I will see you in the next video.